Orlando Watkins, coach of Oakland High. They win a state championship on Friday. We're going to get into that for about 5 minutes with him. Give him some love. Shout out to the Oakland Tech girls basketball team for doing their thing as well. Winning the state championship. Shout out Lamont Robinson, the commissioner out there in the Oakland Athletic League, for doing it. Man, they have a really good league in the OAL. Football, basketball, baseball, they do it well. Softball as well, track and field. So we'll do that. The Rams trading Jalen Ramsey yesterday. Something we teased in the 6 o'clock hour. Jalen Ramsey goes to the Miami Dolphins for a third-round pick at a tight end we never heard of. And now Miami and Vic Fangio's defense now has Bradley Chubb. You got Watkins in the middle, or Christian Wilkins in the middle. You got Jalen Ramsey out there. What a deal for the Miami Dolphins, and what a blunder for the Rams. That's all they could get for Jalen Ramsey?
Well, this goes back to Rams culture, and I know you could say, Joe, they got the Super Bowl, which you're right. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying sustainable business model for an NFL team. When you look at like Kansas City and the success that they've had, it's no coincidence. They've been really smart with their draft picks and with their money. They've swung deals. They picked up a tackle, Orlando Brown. They traded away Tyreek Hill. They've traded for people. They've spent money on guys that they need to. They've allowed guys to walk in free agency, like Frank Clark right now. I think they've done a really good job, and it's because they got the quarterback. So I know it's unique there. But I'm looking at what the Rams did, and they got the Super Bowl. I'm not denying that. But McVay, he needs to pivot a little. I feel like he's way
Why is it on McVay?
Because I feel it's not just McVay, it's the GM as well. They have been bold. They trade a ton of picks, and then they pay people, and then they get in salary cap hell, and they have no draft picks, and now they have to pivot immediately. Allen Robinson, 1 year.
Right.
1 year. Right. Bobby Wagner, 1 year.
Robinson wasn't good for them last year.
No, he was terrible.
And Bobby Wagner wasn't good for them last year.
But they gave him a ton of money.
But they pivot.
Both of these guys.
You have to give them credit for pivoting and saying, these guys aren't good. We overpaid them. It didn't work out. We move on.
But they gave Jalen Ramsey, they gave up 2 first-round draft picks.
I get it.
All right? And they gave him a massive contract extension, and then they traded him for pennies on the dollar. This is worse than driving a brand-new car off the lot.
Yeah, no doubt.
They lost all their money on this.
But it was worth those 2 first-round picks. They got a ring the Niners haven't gotten since 1994 and 95.
I think you're right now, from the Cubbert standpoint, yes, they have the ring, and the Niners don't. I'm looking at it from a building a fan base in L.A. kind of standpoint. It's got a Marlins-y feel to it.
L.A.'s always had a fickle fan base. If it's not the Lakers, if it's not USC, if it's not UCLA basketball, that fan base is fickle. All right? L.A.'s fan base is wishy-washy. We all know that. You're telling me right now, though, if you ask a Ram fan right now, any Ram fan out there, 888-957-9570, you telling me that trade for Jalen Ramsey for the 2 first-round picks wasn't worth it? Any Ram fan will tell you that deal was worth it. The contract was worth it. Everything about it. No, I hear what you're saying.
I'm talking about sustaining fan bases over a lifetime.
Yeah, but they don't care.
No, but that's the problem. When the Marlins did this, they didn't build fans. They bought a ring. It was great for the time being, but sustainability,
do you understand LA?
They're going to be bad.
Do you understand LA?
Yeah, I understand it.
If they don't win, fans aren't coming anyway.
They were still knocking on the door. They were right there. They gave up multiple first-round picks for Stafford, gave him a $160 million extension,
come on,
and now his arm's dead.
Shasky, be real.
What?
Be real. We were at the NFC Championship game.
Yes.
It was 55-60% Niner fans.
No, I know, but if you
the Rams have been winning.
Okay,
the Rams have been winning the last 5 years.
They didn't win this year.
No, I'm talking about when the Niners played the Rams in the 2021 NFC Championship game, and we go down there to SoFi Stadium, big, shiny new stadium, Inglewood, California. That place is filled up with 60% Niner fans.
I understand
and that's coming off. And think about the Rams, what they've done under McVay. Playoffs, Super Bowl, playoffs.
I'm with you.
They've had 5 years now. 5 years.
What I'm saying to
and
you
so
is
they still didn't have no fans at the NFC title game. They're never going to have that fan base that you think they're going to have.
Well, winning the 1 ring and then bottoming out for 4 or 5 years, that's not going to do it either. So, my thing is, if I was running the team, and I get you want to get the ring, I understand that they maximize Aaron Donald in terms of getting it. Their business model is not going to create fans year over year. 10 years from now, if they only have 2 or 3 winning seasons, you think their fan base is appreciably bigger because they won that 1 ring? Or if they would have stood pat and just been knocking on the door for 7 or 8 straight years, they'd have more fans. I don't know if the answer is yay or nay. I'm saying I'm looking at the Marlins selling off what they did, winning the one World Series, and then they ended up winning another one 6 years later. They have no fans.
So the Rams go back to LA in 2016.
Yes.
They go to the wild card game in 2017. Yep. They go to the Super Bowl in 2018.
Lose.
They miss out on the playoffs in 2019, but they're 9-7. They go back to the playoffs in 2020 at 10-6 and lose in the divisional round to the Green Bay Packers. Then they win the Super Bowl. The year they win the Super Bowl, we go down to the NFC Championship game. That's 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years they've been in the playoffs, and yet it was still all Niner fans.
I know.
So they were winning and still couldn't fill that place over Rams fans.
They had just moved.
Oh, come on. It's 2016.
I mean, they weren't there for 30 years. You know, you're starting from scratch.
They weren't there for 20 years. I get it. They weren't there for 20.
So you think it was worth it?
Absolutely. Hey, Steven in San Francisco, he's a Ram fan. Let's ask him. Yeah. Steven, was it worth that Super Bowl?
Absolutely. I do it over again and again. And don't forget, Cooper Kupp got hurt in 2018. Everyone wants to talk about 3 points. Okay, I get it. But I'd make that trade any day. When it happened, I love Jalen Ramsey. Great kid, great player, great athlete. We got money worth out of him, man. I'm telling you. That's my perspective. Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. I live in San Francisco. Union Carpenter. Love listening to you guys. Shasky, you're the shit.
Damn. See? He agreed with you. I mean, he said you were the stuff.
I mean, that was a nice one, at least, when we dumped it. Usually it's all bad.
It's a nice cock-eye.
I'm just saying I wouldn't have done it that way.
That was a Ram fan telling you.
I know, and it
saying
feels
that it's
cheap.
worth it.
I think 10 years from now, we're going to look back on it and kind of laugh at that Super Bowl.
Why? Why would you laugh at that Super Bowl?
Because they bottomed out. I think they're going to be crappy for a bunch of years.
Nobody's going to laugh at that Super Bowl.
They have no picks and they have no money.
What are you talking about?
That's what I think.
What the hell are you talking about?
I really do. It feels very disingenuous.
What?
The 97 Marlins. Do you look at it like some way?
I look at it as, man, that's a loaded roster. That's a World Series champion. I don't laugh at it.
They're best known for being disassembled.
I don't care. They still got 2 World Series. I don't care about 97. I know they swept the Giants. I know they got to the World Series.
On 3 Renneria base hits to win. 3 consecutive.
They swept the Giants.
I know.
Giants didn't win a game. All right? They got the 97 championship, and then they win it again in the 2000s and beat the New York Yankees. They beat the New York Yankees. We're not
going to agree on this one, and that's fine. I don't like the way they do business, and I think that McVay needs to pivot and learn.
That's the way they do business.
And this is why they
That's the way they do So what? They got the Super Bowl.
They're going to be bad for a couple years.
And it was a pass year.
Well,
now they're getting ahead of it. They're getting rid of money. They're getting rid of players, and now they're going to replenish it. And
they have a quarterback who can't throw. Who's making $160 million.
They'll pivot off of him. No worries.
They're right now the 3rd best team in the NFC West.
Okay, and they got the Super Bowl. They've got 2 Super Bowls since the Niners last won one.
I don't know.
They got 2 since the Niners won last one.
I think it's a very
We're going to laugh at the Super Bowl?
I don't think it's that great. I really don't.
They beat the 49ers.
They have 1 homegrown player.
They beat Tom Brady
on
in
one
Tampa.
side of the ball and
you
one
think
on
they're
the
going to
other.
laugh
Aaron
at that
Donald
Super Bowl
Cooper
run?
Kupp.
Are you okay this morning?
Not dead serious. I think what the Niners have done has been more successful.
Shasky's Apple Watch. It's time for him to reflect and breathe a little bit.
Okay.
Honest to God. That is, you're taking crazy pills right now. Esteban, Oakland, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Shasky, first of all, man, that's weak, man. To sit there and say that the business side of it, the fan base, man, come on now. A Super Bowl, you can't take that away from the team. Nobody's going to look at it 20 years from now and say, oh, they just got the one. They already built their fan base by winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I disagree on that.
LA was Raider Nation, and now they split the fan base. Now they got their wannabe diehard Ram fans. Man, it's all worth it. Any franchise would do it. You would do it too.
No, I wouldn't.
You would take a Super Bowl. Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
I was the only one that wanted Tom Brady to come, and the entire 49er fan base said,
you're the only one now.
You can't
Oh, my God, you're the
now
only
you guys
one.
Over there envying the Rams.
We took calls all day long on BS&G. A lot of people wanted Tom Brady. You weren't the only one.
Not you.
So what? I admit that. So what? Who cares?
I'm telling you this right now. The Rams
don't sit here.
They will not win anything else under McVay because of these business strategies.
And it still may be more than what Shanahan has won with the Niners.
Shanahan's been more successful the last 4 years.
McVay has a Lombardi.
That's fine. Shanahan will get his.
He gets a seat with Andy Reid.
Shanahan will be a coach longer than McVay, too.
Okay.
It's
you better
more
get that.
sustainable.
Will he get a Super Bowl with the Niners?
Yeah, I think he will.
Because we don't even know who's playing quarterback.
If you're betting on whose future, who are you betting on right now?
I would bet on
Rams?
Shanahan's.
Okay, then.
I would bet on Shanahan's, but he doesn't have the ring yet.
Well, just because Matt Stafford went there and they want to win one ring, he's better?
Oh, only one ring. The
John Fox has a ring.
The same ring we've been dying for since 94-95. The same ring we've been dying for since 94-95.
I want that championship. I agree. I want that championship. But I also don't want to bottom out and be crappy for 5 straight years.
The Giants have. The Giants have. They got the World Series. 2016, they make the playoffs.
And I hate that. And I hate that.
But you know what? We still go back. We still go back to those 3 championships.
But they've also had a 50-year runway.
Weren't you just wearing your Lindsey Cup jersey on Friday?
Fan engagement.
Weren't you just wearing your Lindsey Cup jersey Friday?
Yeah.
Guess what? The Ram fans right now, they get to wear their Super Bowl patch jerseys.
There are no Rams fans. Oh. There are none.
There never will be. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, Shasky. They won 4. They won 4 straight years.
I know everyone's going to disagree.
Shasky, no.
The way the Rams got their championship feels cheap to me. That's the way I view it. They traded everything. They signed a bunch of guys, and then they immediately pivoted off it. There's no sustainability.
Oh, my gosh. The Raptors traded what they needed to do to go get Kawhi Leonard and got that ring. You think they're laughing up there? You think Toronto will ever say?
I don't know. I don't know what Raptor fans are thinking.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know what Raptor fans are thinking.
We got a championship over the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, probably.
We've got a banner. I
know I'm in the minority. I know no one agrees with me, and I get that. Just because you win a Super Bowl doesn't mean your process of getting there was proper.
What you mean? They did it within the rules.
No, I understand that. But they also traded away all their draft picks, and then they stink. They're going to stink for 4 years.
Guess what? They traded all those draft picks and got a Super Bowl.
When I see the Jalen Ramsey deal, the way I'm looking at this, I'm like, you literally traded something. You gave up a Porsche and then traded it 3 weeks later for pennies on the dollar.
And they got 5 more Porsches.
No, they
because of that Super Bowl.
They have no draft picks and no money.
So what? They got a stadium?
I don't know.
And they got the LA market.
I think the way the Niners have done it, they've retained talent. They've found a way to stay competitive year after year. They've retained the players that we love.
Where do free agents
I know they haven't won the big one.
Where do free agents want to live?
And a part of that is the ball bouncing. But I appreciate their business model.
Where would free agents rather live?
Well, probably LA, but the Niners can't control that.
So they're going to always be in play. They're going to always be in play for free agents.
Who wants to go there now?
We said that last year.
Free agency. No one wants to go there.
Well,
and they don't have any money.
We'll see. They got a great stadium in SoFi, which is the best stadium in all of football. We all agree on that.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Beautiful stadium. You got an owner who will spend. But
they don't have any money to spend.
Well, they will have money.
A ton of dead cap.
They will have money in the future.
That's part of building the team.
They will have money in the future.
That's part of the brilliance of what the Niners have built. And I know they haven't had the big one.
The Niners have built,
that.
and we're still we don't even know who the hell is going to be the quarterback week 1. We don't even know who's going to be the quarterback.
So Jimmy hits one throw, and we look at the whole thing different?
He didn't hit the throw.
I get that.
He didn't hit the throw.
That's the magical cure?
He didn't hit the throw.
I don't know.
And the fact is, you want to talk about building a fan base. Again, the Rams went to the wild card, went to the Super Bowl,
and now they're going to be crappy for 4 straight years.
Divisional and won the Super Bowl, and we were at SoFi Stadium for the NFC title game, and they still had no fans despite winning those previous 3 of 4 years.
The Niners haven't won in 30 years, and they have fans all over the place.
But they've been
because they've been competitive year after year.
They were competitive for 12 years, Shasky.
Well, that was
okay.
After the dead cap era.
And then before Shanahan got here, they were competitive for another 4 years, and Levi's is empty.
They've been to 7 NFC Championship games in 11 years.
Before Shanahan got here, I was down there at Levi's Stadium when the upper deck was completely empty. Fans stopped coming. They stopped coming.
Yeah, you're different from me. I know what you're saying regarding
you weren't
the
even
Toronto
coming to
Raptors.
Levi's. I had to drag your ass down to Levi's Stadium.
I know what you're saying. You sell everything just for one championship.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the delicate balance of trying to be competitive year after year after year while also trying to win.
The Rams have to do that. That's what you're not understanding.
I want the Super Bowl.
What you're not understanding is in that market in LA, you have to do that.
But now if they bottom out for 4 straight years, what does that do?
Well, it's only been 1. It's only been 1.
It was a horrible year.
It's only been 1. This is year 2. We're not there in 4 years yet. We want a ring. Niner fans are dying for a ring. Dying.
I don't know.
Telling me you wouldn't sell your soul right now for a ring?
I wanted to move off of Jimmy Garoppolo for Tom Brady 4 years ago. And I felt like I was howling at the moon.
So don't tell me that you wouldn't sell off a ring.